Hello everybody, LeonX here, and welcome back to another gameplay of the Town of Light. For a moment there, I almost forgot what the game was called. Okay, so chapter 3, we just start waking up from the bed, and it is now nighttime. So let's see what happens. See. Psychiatric hospital transfer file. T. Renee. 17. The patient Renee is transferred from temporary asylum in the observation rooms to the quiet ward. Okay. What was that? Oh, that's nothing. Okay, let's go.
The door is locked from the outside.
Oh, what do we
Here,
do?
the doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
Okay, so... What the heck? Who did that? Somebody just unlocked the door for us. Oh wow. Okay, looks like this is the only way. Where's my flashlight? There we go. Whoo! Okay. So I am here. The red dot. Alright. Can I open these other doors? Nope. Long dark hallway. What's creepy doll? Another creepy doll? Oh yeah, and also if the chapter is too short, I noticed that the first and the second chapter were kind of short. I'm gonna keep on playing. So yeah, it was the first two videos that I did was just way too short, so I'm gonna try to go at least for an hour or something like that instead of chapters by chapters. Oh, wow. I must get out of here. Wow, how this game portrays the asylum with these patients is surreal. Yeah, it's kind of disturbing and creepy. Who are you? What, do I just keep on going? Love how they did this effect here. It makes you like you're so drugged out, you know. What the heck? Why do I have to go in here?
He laughed, panted, and slobbered all over me. It hurt me when he touched me.
Oh, are you serious?
I
Oh,
thought
God.
split open with a
Disgusting.
loud crack, and I would be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while he... Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light. I was being
That was really
consumed by
disturbing.
the evil act I had committed. I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those tests the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they wanted to drag it out of me.
Damn, that sucks. Okay, that was really, really disturbing. Okay, there's a hypnosis in the experience. Charlotte. Department. Obedience. Okay. Chapter 4 already. Okay, we're gonna keep on going. This is the shower, the stalls. Oh, can we go outside? Can we finally... Oh, this is not even considered outside. Anything in here? Little letter. Dear Mr. Director, the present letter is to recommend to your precious attention Miss Irene K. admitted in your institute last April 12th. Sure of your special attention to the unfortunate woman, our dear friend, I beg you to provide for her every need. The family will satisfy every expense. For any concerns, please contact Attilio, who will personally come to visit. Sincerely yours, Cardinal G. Was this the room I was in? I fell asleep in here. Oh jeez. See, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, let's go. What's this? Oh, diary.
He felt accused, hurt. I chased him away. I insulted him. He was proud, handsome. He said things about me to other people, which he shouldn't have said. Mother caught me coming home drunk. She beat me and sent me to speak to Don Gino every day. He came back and tried to speak to me. I think he liked me. Sometimes I sent him packing and I started shouting at him, but other times I embraced him. I held him tight and loved him. But he couldn't bind himself to me. I was 16 and ill. I had no future. I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I slept with men. The guilt tore at my soul, and the light came back to torture me. I invented stories to justify my actions. I couldn't bear my own weight. Mom found out about it. Her voice split my head. I pushed her away because I was afraid of dying, and I shouted to the whole world what was happening to me, and that I didn't understand. The police arrived, and they carted me away. I remember the onlookers shaking their heads. They would be better off without me, cleansed of shame, with something to talk about for a while.
Wow. I'm missing some stories. These are all locked. Dear Director, I've been working at this institution for 5 years now. I'm a simple person, I'm not educated, and I feel embarrassed about writing to you. I always try to look on the bright side, but sometimes we were called upon to do difficult things. That's our duty, and I will understand and accept it. There's no alternative. However, I have decided to write to you because something is happening which is simply unacceptable. I am well aware that there's someone among us who devotes too much attention to the younger female patients who are confused. The serious nature of this fact has compelled me to write to you. I am certain of your indignation and of the measures you will adopt to solve the problem. Please accept my warmest regards and respects. Locked. What's this? Okay. Nothing interesting there. Was I here? So many things to do here, you know. What the heck was that noise?
She stayed with Renee during those terrible medical examinations, and that gave her the strength to survive.
See. Now what? Now what? What do I do now? Did I read this already? Can I go this way? Nope. Okay, so upstairs then. I'll just climb.
August 21st, 1938. Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head. Careful, little girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I am writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries.
Wow, chapter 5 already? Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So oh jeez, that's so disturbing. Man, they did a lot of awful things. Oh, did they open these doors now? Finally, another. Okay.
My name is Renee. They told me that I have to write this diary, but I don't feel like it. It's not true that I feel better when I write. Actually, it's worse. I was a shy girl, and I just wanted to be like the others. But that's not what happened. No. I did things that, when I think about them now, eventually brought me here. Everything started with that damned light. It happened for the first time when I was still a little girl. I was 6 or 7. I was walking outside school when suddenly the noise started to melt into an indistinct rumble. The light increased out of all proportion and everything lost its meaning. I could no longer recognize anything. Objects, people, words, not even myself. I felt fear as a physical sensation. It prevented me from moving, from swallowing, from breathing. After God knows how long, everything went back to normal, but a new fear replaced the old one. Different but terrible, of the light coming back. And it did come back. My memory of those years is hazy. Between the age of about 7 and 10, my memories are disconnected, and I couldn't say how many times and how frequently the light used to come. My mother gave me a doll around that time. Charlotte. Thinking back to it makes me want to laugh. But at the beginning, I remembered that I was afraid of her. I thought she wanted to harm me, to kill me and take my place. But when the light came, she would stay beside me, and her presence.
And then...
did not disturb me.
Okay. Alright, I think we're a little bit caught up.
June 1935. After much theorizing and practice in clinics for the privileged, the moment for action has finally arrived. Volterra is the right place. It's an avant-garde hospital, the perfect place for a doctor who really wants to make a difference. November 20th. Crossing the threshold of the asylum was similar to entering another dimension. A world of smells, noises, and images which it is almost impossible to imagine, describe, or explain. August 1936. The situation is similar to that in many other institutions. The department is overcrowded. Hundreds of patients are supervised by a handful of nurses who are forced to tie the more distressed ones to their beds or to radiators. They do 24-hour shifts. It's impossible to work like this. We doctors rarely see the female patients, and it's the nurses who tell us what's happening to the women. The overpowering stench in the wards, the constant din of shouts and voices that are barely recognizable as human, dirty, naked bodies devoid of any dignity. The lunatic asylum gets under your skin and wears you down. I often consider resigning. I feel useless, impotent, a sort of merciful jailer, a mercy that helps no one and only helps to ease my conscience. March 15th, 1938. Dramas are played out before my eyes every single day, and I try to distance myself from them, and just do the best I can. But a girl arrived some days ago. I couldn't avoid her gaze. All she asked in her dignified silence was not to be ripped away from her world. And me. I'm old enough to be her father, the father she never had, who didn't want her, who rejected her without even knowing her. I too refused what she asked me. I couldn't do anything but add my signature and consign her to hell. A danger to herself and to others, and a cause of public scandal. This was what was written on the accompanying note from the police headquarters. It was difficult not to agree with it. How much more violence must this poor girl be subjected to? Her gaze is so intense, so far removed from the carefree nature which should be the joyous hallmark of her age. I cried myself to sleep in my solitude. I kept thinking about those sad and frightened eyes staring at me.
All right. What the heck is that? Oh man, this is like lobotomy. No, it's not. But it is disturbing.
March 12th, 1938. Renee T., 16 years old. Menstruation at age 12. Housewife. Father unknown. Mother a seamstress. Admitted in observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining magistrate of the Court of Pisa to be admitted for a psychiatric evaluation, which I have carried out. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she had tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We can't read this document. It is forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there will be trouble.
Hmm? What?
We have to look for Amara. We must hurry. We have to follow the memories and make sure they don't fade.
What? Okay. Now what? Okay, it's chapter 6 now. So what do we do? Do we go back and grab our doll? Nope. So what? Wait. We have to look for must hurry. We have to follow the memories, make sure they don't fade. What? So I don't know, I'm just gonna look around. What is this? I don't get that. Okay, go back down. Okay, it says we have to go look for who? Let's see. What the heck is that? Oh, this is opened. Oh, now we can go out.
This is the road we used to take.
Oh.
If it weren't for her, in the grounds on that bench in spring, so many days. It was an escape, watching nature around us as she talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole food and ran back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed. She did things to me. Sometimes she touched me. In the shower, I felt her body against mine for the first time. It was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away.
Okay. So they were lovers.
She wasn't in the system. He wouldn't let her in. That's it. She must be the key to my memories, to the reasons why.
Okay, so now we are on chapter 6. This was an art bench. Okay, let's go explore. What is there? Or what's here to offer? God, everything looks so good. Just love the scenario. The scenery, I'm sorry. Not scenario. The scenery to this. Okay, so there's nothing there. That means it's gotta be over here then. Oh, can I go?
The scent of spring. The land of light was far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches.
Stone benches. Oh, there's lots of stone. Oh, I see something down there. It's gotta be here.
This was our bench. We often went to the kitchens. She sometimes went on her own when things were going well.
Okay, might as well read the diary. Now it's over here now.
He told me about Bruna's father and brother, but I was already very ill. The light had returned, and that thing made me suffer even more. It was my world, and it was crumbling. When I spoke to Bruna about it, she turned her head away and was silent for a long time. Prince Charming doesn't exist, Renee. At least not for us. I was 14 years old. I didn't think it was possible for a boy to look at me and desire me. When he asked me if I wanted to go for a walk, I didn't say anything. I didn't even have the courage to look at him. Things improved for a number of years, then suddenly everything came crashing down. One evening I came home drunk, and the following morning a terrible crisis overcame me all of a sudden. What had I done? I was terrified. I thought I'd lost my sight. The light burned my eyes from inside. The memories of the previous day emerged in bursts, images, flashes, which unleashed something monstrous inside me. Repetition of words was no longer sufficient. Now there was a voice in my head which repeated them louder than I did, and they were words of accusation and blame. So I covered my ears and shouted and hit my head against the wall and threw up. I remember the doctor, the wall filthy with blood and vomit. My mother wasn't looking at me. Bruna was crying but trying to hide it. Charlotte was beside me. I never told anyone what had happened. He came to visit me, but I refused to see him. I became agitated. I think he liked me, even though things turned out badly. In that period, I began to suffer from memory loss. The few things I learned didn't please me at all. He told me that I was looking for him. It was all my fault. Bruna told me that sometimes I got drunk. People in the village gossiped about me. Sometimes I was covered in black and blue marks. I didn't realize what was happening to me, what I was doing. I was no longer in control of my life. From my little corner. He felt accused, hurt. I chased him.
Oh, I already read that part. Okay. Alright. Now, what? Oh, wow. the heck was that? You don't wonder. I didn't, see. I didn't really walk the entire, scaffolding up there. Was there something? Wonder if there's any notes up there. Whoa. What? The scaffolding? That was an achievement? Okay, so can I go any higher? Well, I guess not, huh?
Nature helped me to forget, to escape from the system.
Okay. Alright, so the only thing left is just going this way. Better look carefully. Don't want to miss anything. Hey, wasn't this... Let's go in here for... the greenhouse, okay. Kitchen. Whoa.
Come on, let's look everywhere. She must be here, I'm certain.
The cooks. It's locked. Wonder what they stuff in there.
Keep looking. We mustn't give up.
Let's look through here. Hey. 5 out of 8.
Where could she be? We've got to talk to her. Everything will be all right. But being here now, I don't like it. Come on, let's look for her quickly.
Let's see.
I no longer considered my body as something disgusting and ill. Far from it. I began to look at myself, to caress myself, and smell my own skin. I began to explore and experiment, finding physical pleasure. My ideas were not very clear, and I never spoke to anyone about these things. Bruna, however, spoke about them. She boasted about her love stories and her young men. To my eyes, she was very lucky, always being wooed. By marvelous, generous, and kind boys. Thus, I fantasized about her adventures, pretending that I was the main protagonist. But how could I ever be like her? Occasionally I recall that she had black and blue marks on her body, but I was so naive that I did not understand. I did not put 2 and 2 together. It was Don Gino who explained things to me a few years later. He told me about Bruna's father and brother, but I was already very ill. The light had returned, and that thing made me suffer even more.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
We can't stay in here too long. They'll find us. When they found us... Come on, hurry. We've got to find her quickly. We've got to get out of here. They'll find us. But not now. Not yet.
Wow.
Amara's not here. Maybe she's in the showers. We can find her there. The water was often cold. When it was cold, we ran away. But when it was hot, then she came to Renee under that cruel white light. I can still feel the shivers her body gave me. Everything must return to how it was. If we recreate that magic, she'll come to us.
Okay.
Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on.
Boiler. Where's the boiler? Is this it? That's the laundry. Let's see. 1, 2. Is that how you do it? Okay.
Now everything is ready. We can go to the bathrooms. We can go along that narrow corridor in the kitchens. We'll meet her in the showers, yes.
Alright. Chapter 7. Okay, well, we are gonna stop right here, guys. Yeah, yeah, it's almost an hour gameplay. 15 minutes to be exact. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Please remember to subscribe, comment, share, and like the video. And I will see you guys next time on another Town of Light gameplay. Have a good day, everybody.